Key concepts, important details, and examples to enhance your understanding. Key concepts. 1. Definition of developmental transitions. Developmental transitions are the stages or periods of significant change in a person's life. These can occur at various times, such as moving from childhood to adolescence or transitioning into adulthood. 2. Types of transitions. There are several types of developmental transitions, including physical transitions, changes in body and health, such as puberty or aging. Emotional transitions, shifts in emotional development, such as becoming more independent or experiencing significant losses. Social transitions, changes in social roles, like moving from being a student to entering the workforce. Cognitive transitions, development in thinking and reasoning abilities, often seen in educational settings. 3. Stages of development. Erikson's psychosocial development stages. One way to understand developmental transitions is through Erik Erikson's theory, which outlines 8 stages of development, each characterized by a specific crisis that must be resolved for healthy emotional and social development. Important details. 1. Examples of developmental transitions. Common examples of developmental transitions include entering school, moving from preschool to elementary school, where children adapt to new social environments and educational expectations. Adolescence, the transition from childhood to teenage years, marked by puberty, increased independence, and identity exploration. Young adulthood, entering the workforce, going to college, or forming long-term relationships, which involves redefining personal goals and responsibilities. Retirement, transitioning out of a career can involve adjusting to changes in identity, daily routines, and social roles. 2. Challenges of transitions. Transitions can often be accompanied by challenges, including anxiety and uncertainty. Individuals may feel unsure about their new roles or responsibilities. Loss and grief. Some transitions involve letting go of previous roles, leading to feelings of loss. Adaptation. Learning new skills or adjusting to different expectations can be overwhelming for many people. 3. Positive aspects of transitions. While transitions can be challenging, they often provide opportunities for growth, such as skill development. New roles often require developing new skills, which can lead to personal growth and increased confidence. Relationship building. Many transitions involve forming new relationships or strengthening existing ones, which can enhance social support networks. Self-discovery. Navigating transitions can encourage individuals to reflect on their values and goals, leading to greater self-awareness. Examples illustrating developmental transitions. 1. Entering adolescence. Scenario. A 12-year-old girl begins puberty and starts to experience physical changes. Challenge. She may feel self-conscious about her changing body and might struggle with peer pressure and social acceptance. Positive outcome. Over time, she learns to embrace her changes and develops a stronger sense of identity. 2. Transitioning to college. Scenario. A high school graduate moves away from home to start college. Challenge. She faces uncertainty about living independently, managing her time, and forming new social connections. Positive outcome. By adapting to her new environment, she gains confidence, learns important life skills, and builds a supportive network of friends. 3. Retirement. Scenario. A 65-year-old man retires after a long career. Challenge. He must adjust to a new routine and often faces feelings of loss regarding his professional identity. Positive outcome. He discovers new hobbies, volunteers in his community, and strengthens family relationships, finding fulfillment in this new chapter of life. Conclusion. In summary, developmental transitions signify important changes individuals experience throughout their lives, affecting their physical, emotional, social, and cognitive development. Understanding these transitions helps in recognizing the challenges and opportunities that arise at different stages, as well as the potential for personal growth. By grasping the concept of developmental transitions, you can better appreciate how individuals navigate the complexities of life, which is valuable knowledge for your studies and preparation for the CPC exam. Dualistic thinking. Dualistic thinking is a concept developed by psychologist William Perry that describes a way of understanding and processing information that is often seen in students especially during their college years. It is characterized by viewing situations in black and white terms, where there are clear right and wrong answers. Let's break down this topic, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of dualistic thinking. Dualistic thinking involves a simplistic way of viewing the world where people categorize everything into two opposing sides, right versus wrong, good versus bad, or true versus false. This type of thinking does not allow for gray areas or complexities. 2. Perry's scheme of intellectual development. William Perry described dualistic thinking as part of his scheme of intellectual development. This theory explains how students develop their thinking processes during their academic journey, particularly in college. 3. Stages of development. Perry outlined 9 positions of development concerning how individuals handle knowledge and beliefs, with dualistic thinking typically being prevalent in the earlier stages. The key stages include: Position 1. Dualism. Students view knowledge as absolute. They believe that authorities are the sources of knowledge, and everything they say is correct. Position 2. Multiplicity. Students recognize that there are multiple perspectives and answers, but they still view them as equal. They may hold a relativistic view, but don't yet evaluate the quality of those perspectives. Position 3. Relativism. Students understand that knowledge is context-dependent. They can compare ideas and use critical thinking to evaluate different viewpoints, recognizing that some perspectives are better supported than others. Important details. 1. Characteristics of dualistic thinking. Individuals in the dualistic stage tend to trust authority figures and believe their opinions are infallible. Feel uncomfortable with ambiguity or uncertainty. Rely heavily on rules and guidelines to determine right and wrong. 2. Impact on learning. Dualistic thinkers may struggle with complex problem solving because they are not accustomed to dealing with uncertainty or differing viewpoints. This can limit their ability to engage in critical thinking and collaborate effectively with others. 3. Transitioning from dualistic thinking. As students gain more experiences, especially in higher education, they often begin to move away from dualistic thinking. This transition involves learning to appreciate complexity, considering different perspectives, and understanding that knowledge can be subjective. Examples illustrating dualistic thinking. 1. Academic context. Scenario. A student reads a textbook that states a scientific theory as a fact. Dualistic view. The student believes the theory is absolutely true and dismisses any alternative theories or discussions as wrong. Transition. After engaging in discussions with peers or professors, the student learns about other scientific perspectives and begins to appreciate that scientific understanding can evolve over time. 2. Social issues. Scenario. A student learns about a controversial social issue in a classroom. Dualistic view. The student might think there are only two sides, those who support climate change as a serious issue and those who oppose it, viewing one side as totally right and the other as completely wrong. Transition. As they study further and interact with different viewpoints, they may recognize the complexity of data, the nuances in people's opinions, and the importance of considering multiple factors surrounding the issue. 3. Personal relationships. Scenario. A teenager has a conflict with a friend. Dualistic view. They see the situation as their friend being entirely at fault and believe there is no possible justification for their actions. Transition. Through conversations or reflections, they learn to consider their friend's perspective and recognize their role in the conflict, leading to a more balanced understanding of the relationship. Conclusion. In summary, dualistic thinking, as described by William Perry, is a way of understanding the world that categorizes beliefs and knowledge into binary choices of right and wrong. This mode of thinking can be limiting, especially in navigating complex subjects or interpersonal relationships. Over time, individuals often transition to more mature ways of thinking that embrace complexity and understanding. Recognizing these stages can be crucial for personal development and effective learning, which is valuable knowledge for your studies and preparation for the CPC exam. Relativistic thinking. Relativistic thinking is a concept developed by psychologist William Perry that describes a more advanced way of understanding knowledge and beliefs, particularly during a person's college years. Unlike dualistic thinking, which sees things in black and white terms, relativistic thinking recognizes that knowledge can be subjective and dependent on context. Let's break down this topic with key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of relativistic thinking. Relativistic thinking involves understanding that knowledge and truths can vary based on perspective, culture, or circumstances. It acknowledges that there are often multiple valid answers or viewpoints on a topic. 2. Perry's scheme of intellectual development. William Perry created a scheme of intellectual development that outlines how students evolve in their thinking from simplistic to more complex forms. Relativistic thinking is typically found in the later stages of Perry's model. 3. Stages of development. In Perry's model, students progress through several positions. Dualism, believing in absolute truths with clear right and wrong answers. Multiplicity, recognizing multiple perspectives but treating them as equally valid without critically evaluating them. Relativism, understanding that knowledge is context-dependent and that ideas can be evaluated based on evidence and reasoning. This is the stage of thinking where relativistic thinking is dominant. Important details. 1. Characteristics of relativistic thinking. Individuals who engage in relativistic thinking recognize that knowledge can be subjective and influenced by personal or cultural perspectives. Evaluate ideas based on evidence and reasoning rather than accepting them at face value. Understand that some perspectives may be more valid or useful than others depending on context. 2. Impact on learning. Relativistic thinkers are better equipped to handle complex problems, engage in critical thinking, and collaborate with others. This enhanced ability to navigate diverse viewpoints helps them in academic settings and in real-world situations. 3. Benefits of relativistic thinking. This form of thinking encourages open-mindedness and flexibility, allowing individuals to adapt their views based on new information, experiences, or perspectives. It promotes deeper understanding and critical analysis of issues. Examples illustrating relativistic thinking. 1. Academic context. Scenario. A student is reading about different theories in psychology, such as behaviorism and cognitive psychology. Relativistic view. Rather than viewing one theory as the absolute truth, the student recognizes that each theory has its strengths and weaknesses. They understand how context can influence which theory may be more applicable. Outcome. This leads to a more nuanced understanding of human behavior, allowing the student to appreciate multiple approaches in their studies. 2. Social issues. Scenario. A discussion arises about social justice issues, like racial inequality. Relativistic view. The student listens to various viewpoints from peers with different backgrounds and understands that each perspective is shaped by unique experiences and contexts. Outcome. Instead of dismissing others' opinions, the student engages in meaningful dialogue, considering the validity of different arguments based on personal narratives and statistical evidence. 3. Personal relationships. Scenario. A teenager has a disagreement with a parent about curfew rules. Relativistic view. Instead of insisting that their perspective is the only correct one, the teenager considers their parents' concerns about safety and responsibility. They engage in a conversation to find common ground. Outcome. This approach fosters better communication and understanding between them, leading to a compromise that respects both viewpoints. Conclusion. In summary, relativistic thinking is an advanced way of processing knowledge that acknowledges the complexity and subjectivity of perspectives. As explained in William Perry's developmental model, this type of thinking allows individuals to evaluate ideas based on context, evidence, and reasoning rather than adhering to rigid beliefs. Developing relativistic thinking can lead to improved critical thinking skills and better interpersonal relationships, making it an essential aspect of personal and intellectual growth. This understanding will be helpful as you prepare for the CPC exam and engage with various concepts in counseling and psychology. Holding environment. The concept of a holding environment comes from the work of developmental psychologist Robert Kegan. It refers to a supportive context or setting that helps individuals navigate their emotional and psychological growth, particularly during times of change or challenges. The holding environment is critical for fostering development, providing safety, and allowing individuals to explore new ideas and feelings. Here's a breakdown of the topic, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of holding environment. A holding environment is a metaphorical space that offers emotional support, safety, and acceptance. It allows individuals to explore their feelings and thoughts without fear of judgment, helping them grow and develop. 2. Origins and Kegan's theory. Robert Kegan's work focuses on adult development, emphasizing how people evolve in their ability to understand themselves and the world. The holding environment is an essential component of this growth process, enabling individuals to confront and integrate new experiences. 3. Importance of support. In a holding environment, individuals feel supported by others, such as friends, family, or mentors. This support is crucial during times of confusion, stress, or personal crisis, as it provides the necessary foundation for growth and change. Important details. 1. Characteristics of a holding environment. A holding environment typically includes emotional safety. Individuals feel secure expressing their feelings and thoughts without self-censorship or fear of negative consequences. Acceptance. People are encouraged to be authentic and true to themselves, leading to personal exploration and self-discovery. Supportive relationships. Positive connections with others, such as open communication and understanding, facilitate growth and encourage individuals to take risks in their personal development. 2. Role in development. The holding environment helps individuals manage emotional challenges and deepen their understanding of themselves. It can promote resilience, self-awareness, and the capacity to cope with life's complexities. 3. Applications of the concept. Holding environments can be found in various settings, including therapeutic contexts. In therapy, a therapist creates a holding environment by providing empathy, understanding, and non-judgmental support. Educational settings. Teachers can create a holding environment in the classroom where students feel safe to express their ideas, ask questions, and make mistakes. Relationships. Strong, healthy relationships, including friendships and family bonds, often function as holding environments where individuals can freely share their experiences and emotions. Examples illustrating holding environment. 1. Therapy. Scenario. A person is going through a difficult divorce and seeks help from a therapist. Holding environment. The therapist provides a safe space for the individual to express their feelings of sadness, anger, and confusion without judgment. This support helps the person process their emotions and gain insights for moving forward. Outcome. With the therapist's guidance, the individual can navigate their feelings, ultimately leading to personal growth and healing. 2. Classroom setting. Scenario. A high school teacher encourages students to share their thoughts on a controversial topic. Holding environment. The teacher establishes ground rules for respectful discussion, ensuring that all students feel safe to express differing opinions and engage in dialogue. Outcome. Students learn to navigate complex ideas, develop critical thinking skills, and feel more connected to their peers, promoting a sense of community in the classroom. 3. Friendship. Scenario. A teen is struggling with self-esteem issues and confides in a close friend. Holding environment. The friend listens patiently, validates the teen's feelings, and offers encouragement without dismissiveness or judgment. Outcome. Through this supportive interaction, the teen feels understood and empowered to build their self-esteem and confront their struggles. Conclusion. In summary, a holding environment is a supportive context that fosters emotional and psychological growth, as described by Robert Kegan. It provides emotional safety, acceptance, and strong relationships, allowing individuals to explore themselves and navigate life's challenges. Understanding the concept of a holding environment is crucial for personal development and effective counseling practices, which is valuable knowledge for your preparations for the CPC exam. By recognizing the importance of support in the growth process, you can better appreciate how individuals develop resilience and self-awareness in various contexts. Reality construction. Reality construction is a concept developed by psychologist Robert Kegan that refers to how individuals create and interpret their understanding of the world around them. It emphasizes that our perceptions, beliefs, and experiences shape the way we see reality. This process of building one's reality is influenced by personal experiences, relationships, and cultural contexts. Understanding this concept is important for grasping how people develop their identities and make sense of their lives. Here's a breakdown of the topic, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of reality construction. Reality construction is the process by which individuals make sense of their experiences, beliefs, and emotions to form their understanding of the world. This includes how they interpret events, understand relationships, and create meaning in their lives. 2. Keegan's developmental theory. Robert Keegan's developmental theory explains how our capacity to construct reality evolves as we grow. He identifies different stages of development, where each stage reflects a more complex way of understanding oneself and the world. 3. Subjective versus objective reality. Subjective reality refers to an individual's personal interpretation and understanding of their experiences, influenced by emotions, beliefs, and perceptions. Objective reality is the idea that there are facts and truths that exist independently of individual interpretations. Keegan's work highlights that reality construction involves a blend of both subjective experiences and objective information. Important details. 1. Stages of reality construction. In Keegan's theory, there are 5 levels of development that reflect how individuals construct their realities. First order. Individuals rely on immediate reactions and impulses. Their understanding is largely influenced by personal desires and sensory experiences. Second order. Individuals start to develop a sense of self and understand their own needs and desires, but may see the world primarily from their own perspective. Third order. Individuals become influenced by the opinions and demands of others, often adopting group norms and societal expectations in their understanding of reality. Fourth order. Individuals begin to create their own beliefs and values independent of external influences. They think critically about their own experiences and make choices based on personal insights. Fifth order. Individuals can hold multiple perspectives simultaneously and view situations in a more fluid, adaptable way. They understand that reality is complex and that their views may evolve. 2. Influence of relationships. Reality construction is influenced by relationships and social contexts. Interactions with others help shape our beliefs, challenge our perspectives, and allow us to reflect on our experiences. 3. Role of culture. Cultural factors play a significant role in how individuals construct reality. Different cultures have their own values, norms, and beliefs, which can shape how people interpret their experiences. Examples illustrating reality construction. 1. Understanding conflict. Scenario: 2 friends have a disagreement about a decision they made together. Reality construction: 1 friend sees the decision as a failure due to their own standards, while the other friend views it as a learning opportunity based on past experiences. Outcome: depending on their individual stages of development, they may resolve the conflict differently, highlighting how their understanding of reality affects their responses. 2. Cultural influence. Scenario: a student travels to a different country and experiences a new culture. Reality construction: at first, they might view the new culture through the lens of their own cultural background. However, after engaging with locals and learning about their customs, the student may expand their understanding to appreciate different perspectives and practices. Outcome: this exposure to different realities helps the student enrich their worldview and adapt their understanding of cultural norms. 3. Personal growth. Scenario: an individual reflects on their career path after several years in the same job. Reality construction: initially, they may see their job solely as a means to make money. After reflecting and seeking feedback from colleagues, they realize they value creativity and collaboration, prompting them to pursue a new role that aligns more with their interests. Outcome: this shift in reality construction allows for personal growth and fulfillment in their career. Conclusion. In summary, reality construction is the process through which individuals create their understanding of the world, influenced by personal experiences, relationships, and cultural contexts, as described by Robert Keegan. By recognizing how our perceptions shape reality, we can better understand ourselves and others. This understanding is crucial for personal development and cognitive growth, making it valuable knowledge for your studies and preparation for the CPC exam. By engaging with this concept, you can appreciate the complexities of human experience and the ways we interpret life around us. Humanistic psychology. Hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a psychological theory proposed by Abraham Maslow that outlines how human needs are organized in a hierarchical structure. This theory suggests that individuals must satisfy lower-level needs before they can address higher-level needs. The hierarchy is often depicted as a pyramid with 5 levels of needs: physiological, safety, love, belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. Here's a breakdown of each level, key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Hierarchy structure. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is structured as a pyramid, signifying that the most basic needs must be met first before progressing to higher-level needs. The levels are arranged from the bottom to the top. 2. 5 levels of needs. The hierarchy consists of 5 categories of needs. 1. Physiological needs. 2. Safety needs. 3. Love, belonging needs. 4. Esteem needs. 5. Self-actualization needs. 3. Self-actualization. This is the highest level of the hierarchy, representing the realization of an individual's full potential, including personal growth and self-improvement. Detailed breakdown of each level. 1. Physiological needs. Description. These are the most basic and essential needs required for human survival. They include food, water, shelter, sleep, and warmth. Example. If a person is starving or lacks shelter, their primary focus will be on satisfying these physiological needs before they can consider anything else. 2. Safety needs. Description. Once physiological needs are met, individuals seek safety and security. This includes physical safety, emotional stability, financial security, and health. Example. A person may seek a stable job with benefits to feel secure about their financial future or live in a neighborhood where they feel safe from crime. 3. Love and belonging needs. Description. This level involves emotional needs, including relationships, friendships, and a sense of belonging to a group or community. It emphasizes the importance of love and social connections. Example. A teenager may focus on building friendships and dating relationships, feeling that these connections are essential for their happiness and acceptance. 4. Esteem needs. Description. Esteem needs are related to self-esteem and the esteem received from others. They include feelings of accomplishment, recognition, and worth. It involves the need for respect from others and self-respect. Example. An individual may seek promotions at work for recognition of their efforts or engage in activities that build their confidence and self-esteem, like developing a new skill. 5. Self-actualization needs. Description. This is the desire to realize one's full potential and engage in personal growth and self-improvement. It involves pursuing goals that align with one's values and passions. Example. A person may strive to achieve their dream of becoming an artist or volunteer to help others, fulfilling their deep sense of purpose and creativity. Important details. 1. Progression through the hierarchy. According to Maslow, individuals typically move upward through the hierarchy, satisfying lower-level needs before addressing higher-level needs. However, this progression is not always linear, as individuals may cycle back to lower needs in times of stress or crisis. 2. Importance of each level. Understanding this hierarchy helps explain human motivation and behavior. For example, when someone faces a crisis, they may revert to focusing on safety needs rather than pursuing self-actualization. 3. Applications. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is commonly used in various fields, including psychology, education, and business. It helps inform strategies to motivate people, create supportive environments, and improve overall well-being. Examples illustrating the hierarchy of needs. 1. Physiological needs. Example. A homeless person prioritizes finding food and a place to sleep. Their focus on survival means they cannot think about relationships or career aspirations until these basic needs are met. 2. Safety needs. Example: after securing food and shelter, that same person now seeks a stable job in a safe environment to feel secure about their financial situation and personal safety. 3. Love and belonging needs. Example: once they feel secure, the individual begins to socialize, building connections with people in their community, seeking friendships, and perhaps joining local support groups. 4. Esteem needs. Example: as friendships strengthen, the person might work towards self-esteem by taking classes or improving their skills, aiming for recognition and respect in their job or social circles. 5. Self-actualization needs. Example: finally, the individual may start pursuing their passions, such as volunteering in the community or exploring creative hobbies, feeling fulfilled as they contribute to society. Conclusion. In summary, Maslow's hierarchy of needs illustrates how human needs are organized and prioritized, starting from basic physiological needs to the pursuit of self-actualization. Understanding this hierarchy is essential for grasping human motivation and behavior, as it provides insight into how individuals strive to fulfill their needs throughout their lives. This knowledge is particularly useful for your studies and preparation for the CPC exam, as it connects to key concepts in psychology and human development. Meta-needs. Meta-needs are a concept introduced by psychologist Abraham Maslow, particularly in his later work on the hierarchy of needs. Meta-needs refer to higher-level needs that go beyond basic physiological and psychological needs. They relate to personal fulfillment, self-actualization, and the pursuit of meaning in life. Understanding meta-needs is important for grasping how individuals seek deeper satisfaction and growth after their basic needs are met. Here's a breakdown of the topic, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of meta-needs. Meta-needs are the higher-level needs that arise once basic human needs have been satisfied. They are often associated with personal growth, self-improvement, and the desire to achieve one's fullest potential. 2. Relation to self-actualization. Meta-needs are closely tied to the concept of self-actualization, which is the highest level in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. While self-actualization focuses on realizing one's potential, meta-needs emphasize the pursuit of deeper values and the overall richness of life experiences. 3. Characteristics of meta-needs. Meta-needs are often seen as intrinsic. They come from within the individual rather than from external rewards. Qualitative. They focus on the quality of experiences and personal fulfillment rather than material or superficial gains. Growth-oriented. They drive individuals to seek growth, understanding, and meaningful connections with others. Important details. 1. Examples of meta-needs. Maslow identified several meta-needs that individuals may pursue, including truth, the desire for accuracy, honesty, and authenticity in one's understanding of the world. Beauty, the appreciation for aesthetics, creativity, and harmony in life. Goodness, the aspiration to act ethically, compassionately, and morally. Unity, the longing for connection, understanding, and a sense of belonging with others. 2. Impact of meta-needs on behavior. When individuals focus on meta-needs, they often engage in activities that enrich their lives. For example, someone may seek out art, music, or nature to satisfy their need for beauty, or pursue meaningful relationships that fulfill their need for unity. 3. Meta-needs and personal growth. Addressing meta-needs is essential for overall well-being and fulfillment. Individuals who actively pursue their meta-needs are more likely to experience deeper satisfaction in life, build strong connections with others, and foster a sense of purpose. Examples illustrating meta-needs. 1. Pursuing truth. Scenario: a student researching a complex topic for a class project. Meta-need: they seek not just to complete the assignment, but to find the most accurate and comprehensive information available. Outcome: by prioritizing truth, the student deepens their understanding and appreciation for the subject, enriching their learning experience. 2. Appreciating beauty. Scenario: An individual attends an art exhibition. Met a need. They go not only to enjoy the art, but to experience the emotions and thoughts it evokes, connecting with the artist's expressions. Outcome. This appreciation for beauty enhances their emotional well-being and inspires creativity in their own life. 3. Seeking goodness. Scenario. A young adult decides to volunteer at a local shelter. Met a need. They are motivated by a desire to help others and make a positive impact in their community. Outcome. By fulfilling their need for goodness, they find greater satisfaction and meaning in their life and foster a sense of connection with others. 4. Building unity. Scenario. A group of friends organizes a community event to raise awareness for a social issue. Met a need. Their goal is to create unity and foster understanding among diverse community members. Outcome. The event brings people together, strengthens relationships, and promotes a shared sense of purpose and belonging. Conclusion. In summary, meta needs are higher-level needs that focus on personal growth, fulfillment, and the pursuit of deeper values, as described by Abraham Maslow. They arise after basic human needs are met and drive individuals to seek truth, beauty, goodness, and unity in their lives. Understanding meta needs is essential for recognizing how individuals strive for meaningful experiences and personal fulfillment, making it valuable knowledge for your studies and preparation for the CPC exam. By engaging with these concepts, you can better appreciate the complexities of human motivation and the pursuit of a fulfilling life. The Human Potential Movement is a social and cultural movement that began in the 1960s and focuses on improving human well-being and personal growth. It emphasizes the belief that everyone has the potential to grow, achieve their goals, and lead fulfilling lives. The movement encourages individuals to explore their abilities, enhance their self-awareness, and pursue personal and social development. Here's a breakdown of the topic, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of Human Potential Movement. The Human Potential Movement seeks to maximize personal development and self-actualization. It aims to help individuals tap into their innate potential and strive for personal excellence, creativity, and fulfillment. 2. Philosophical foundations. The movement is rooted in humanistic psychology, which focuses on the inherent goodness of people and their potential for personal growth. Key figures include Abraham Maslow, known for his hierarchy of needs and the concept of self-actualization. Maslow emphasized striving for personal meaning and fulfillment. Carl Rogers, a psychologist who developed client-centered therapy. Rogers' ideas about empathy and unconditional positive regard were influential in the movement. 3. Focus areas. The Human Potential Movement encompasses various practices aimed at personal improvement, such as therapy and counseling, practices that promote emotional healing and self-discovery, workshops and seminars, programs designed to develop skills, self-awareness, and personal growth, meditation and mindfulness, techniques that enhance awareness of the present moment and foster mental well-being. Important details. 1. Historical context. The Human Potential Movement emerged during a time of social change in the 1960s and 1970s, seeking alternatives to traditional psychological and therapeutic approaches. It drew on the ideas of existentialism and Eastern philosophies. 2. Influence on society. HPM has influenced various fields, including psychology, initiating a shift towards understanding more holistic approaches to mental health and therapy. Education, encouraging schools to focus on emotional intelligence, creativity, and personal development. Business, inspiring organizations to foster employee well-being, teamwork, and leadership development. 3. Critiques and limitations. While the HPM has garnered significant support, it has faced critiques for being overly optimistic and focusing on individualism. Critics argue that it can sometimes neglect structural issues that affect people's ability to reach their potential, such as socioeconomic factors. Examples illustrating the Human Potential Movement. 1. Therapeutic practices. Example: a person struggling with anxiety attends a therapy program that emphasizes self-exploration and personal growth through client-centered methods. Outcome. Through this process, they learn to understand their feelings better, develop coping strategies, and eventually experience improved mental health. 2. Personal development workshops. Example: a young adult participates in a weekend workshop that focuses on building self-esteem and leadership skills. Outcome: the training empowers them to set personal goals, communicate more effectively, and take on new challenges in their personal and professional life. 3. Mindfulness and meditation practices. Example: a student incorporates mindfulness meditation into their daily routine to reduce stress during exams. Outcome: they become more focused and less anxious, enhancing their performance and overall well-being. 4. Influential organizations. Example: organizations like the East Salem Institute in California, widely regarded as a center for human potential, offer workshops and retreats on personal growth, spirituality, and holistic wellness. Outcome: participants often report transformative experiences that help them connect more deeply with themselves and others. Conclusion. In summary, the Human Potential Movement is a significant cultural and psychological movement focused on personal growth, self-actualization, and the belief in human goodness. Emerging from the ideas of humanistic psychology, it champions practices and philosophies that help individuals realize their full potential. By understanding the core concepts and applications of the HPM, you can appreciate its influence on personal development and well-being in today's society, which is valuable for your preparation for the CPC exam. This knowledge will help you recognize the importance of fostering personal growth and the diverse approaches available to enhance mental health and human experience. Ethology. Animal behavior in natural settings. Animal behavior in natural settings refers to how animals act and interact with each other and their environment in their natural habitats. Studying these behaviors helps scientists understand the survival strategies, social structures, and interactions of different species. This topic is important in fields such as ecology, psychology, and conservation. Here's a breakdown of the topic, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of animal behavior. Animal behavior includes all the actions and reactions of animals, ranging from how they find food to how they communicate with each other and interact with their environment. This can be instinctual or learned. 2. Natural settings. Natural settings refer to the environments where animals live and behave naturally, such as forests, oceans, deserts, and grasslands. Observing animals in these settings provides insights into their behaviors in real life, as opposed to captivity or artificial environments. 3. Types of behaviors. Animal behaviors can be categorized into several types. Foraging, how animals search for and acquire food. Communication, how animals convey messages to each other through sounds, body language, or chemical signals. Reproductive behavior, actions related to attracting mates, mating, and raising young. Social behavior, how animals interact within groups, including cooperation, competition, and social hierarchies. Important details. 1. Factors influencing behavior. Environmental factors, availability of food, water, shelter, and predators can greatly influence how animals behave. For example, the lack of food in an area might drive animals to migrate to find better resources. Biological factors, instincts, hormones, and genetic predispositions also play a role in determining how animals behave. For instance, seasonal changes can trigger mating behaviors in some species. Learning. Animals can learn from their experiences, adapting their behaviors to improve survival. For example, a young bird might learn to find food by watching its parents. 2. Importance of observing animals in natural settings. Studying animals in their natural environments allows researchers to see how they behave under realistic conditions, providing valuable information about their survival strategies, social interactions, and ecological roles. 3. Research methods. Researchers use various methods to study animal behavior in natural settings, including field observations, watching and recording animal behavior in their natural habitats, tracking and monitoring, using technology like GPS collars to track animal movements and understand their behavior patterns. Ethograms, creating detailed catalogs or lists of specific behaviors observed in a species to analyze their activities. Examples illustrating animal behavior in natural settings. 1. Foraging behavior. Example: a group of chimpanzees is observed using sticks to fish for termites. They learn this behavior from each other and adapt their techniques based on what works best. Outcome: this demonstrates both learned behavior and social learning, where younger chimps imitate adults to acquire food. 2. Communication among wolves. Example: wolves howl to communicate with their pack members, signaling their location and reinforcing social bonds. Outcome: observing these vocalizations in natural settings helps researchers understand pack dynamics and coordination during hunts. 3. Reproductive behavior of birds. Example: male birds perform elaborate courtship displays, such as singing or dancing, to attract females during the breeding season. Outcome: researchers studying these displays in natural habitats can gather information about mating preferences and sexual selection in different species. 4. Social behavior in elephants. Example: elephants live in matriarchal herds led by older females. They display strong social bonds, care for their young collectively, and participate in mourning rituals when a member of the herd dies. Outcome: observing these behaviors in the wild sheds light on the complex social structures and emotional lives of elephants. Conclusion. In summary, animal behavior in natural settings encompasses the various ways animals interact with each other and their environment in their natural habitats. Understanding these behaviors is crucial for gaining insights into the survival, reproduction, and social dynamics of different species. By studying animal behavior in context, researchers can contribute to conservation efforts, improve animal welfare, and deepen our understanding of the natural world. This knowledge is valuable for your studies and preparation for the CPC exam, as it connects to broader concepts in psychology, ecology, and biology. Imprinting. Imprinting is a fascinating and important concept in psychology and animal behavior that refers to a rapid form of learning that occurs at a specific life stage of certain animals. It often happens shortly after birth or hatching and plays a crucial role in the development of social relationships and survival behaviors. Here's a breakdown of the topic, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of imprinting. Imprinting is a process by which young animals form attachments to their caregivers or other objects in their environment shortly after birth or hatching. This attachment is usually irreversible and influences their future behavior and social interactions. 2. Critical period. Imprinting occurs during a critical period, which is a specific time frame when an animal is particularly receptive to learning certain behaviors. For many species, this period lasts only a few hours to days after birth or hatching. 3. Types of imprinting. There are two main types of imprinting. Filial imprinting. This type involves young animals forming attachments to their parents or caregivers. It is most commonly observed in birds, like ducklings or goslings, who follow their mothers. Sexual imprinting. This occurs when young animals learn the characteristics of their mating partners through their imprinting experiences. It helps them select suitable mates later in life. Important details. 1. Mechanism of imprinting. Imprinting involves both innate and learned components. When animals are exposed to specific stimuli during the critical period, they develop a strong preference for those stimuli. For example, they may identify their mother or caregiver's vocalizations, movements, or even their appearance. 2. Survival advantage. Imprinting is essential for survival. For example, by following their mothers, young animals learn important survival skills, like finding food or avoiding predators. Being close to their caregivers increases their chances of survival during vulnerable early stages of life. 3. Research on imprinting. The study of imprinting was popularized by the ethologist Konrad Lorenz in the 1930s. He conducted experiments with greylag goose goslings, which demonstrated that they would follow the first moving object they saw after hatching, which was Lorenz himself in his experiment. Examples illustrating imprinting. 1. Filial imprinting in birds. Example: a group of ducklings hatching from eggs sees their mother duck for the first time. They immediately start following her around, recognizing her as their caregiver. Outcome. This behavior helps the ducklings learn essential survival skills, such as how to find food and water and identify potential threats in their environment. 2. Imprinting in chickens. Example. Newly hatched chicks will peck at and follow a moving object, such as a human or a soft toy, if it is presented to them shortly after hatching. Outcome. The chicks create a bond with that object, which helps them learn basic social behaviors and develop trust as they grow. 3. Sexual imprinting in birds. Example. A male bird raised in an environment with certain color patterns and songs from its mother may later be attracted to females that exhibit similar characteristics when it reaches maturity. Outcome. This helps maintain species-specific traits and behaviors, ensuring successful mating in the future. Conclusion. In summary, imprinting is a rapid learning process that occurs during a critical period in young animals, allowing them to form strong attachments to caregivers or other significant objects. This process plays a vital role in their social development and survival skills. By understanding imprinting, researchers and animal behaviors can gain insights into how animals learn and develop important behaviors that are crucial for their species. This knowledge is valuable for your studies and preparation for the CPC exam, as it connects to broader concepts in psychology, behavior, and development in both animals and humans. Critical periods. Critical periods refer to specific windows of time and development during which certain experiences or stimuli have a profound effect on an individual's growth and learning. If the necessary experiences do not occur during these critical periods, it may be much more difficult or even impossible for the individual to acquire certain skills or behaviors later on. This topic is particularly important in fields like psychology, biology, and education, as it helps us understand how experiences shape development. Here's a breakdown of the concepts, key details, and examples related to critical periods. Key concepts. 1. Definition of critical periods. Critical periods are defined as specific time frames during development when an organism is especially sensitive to certain environmental stimuli. During these times, the development of specific skills, behaviors, or characteristics is most effectively influenced by experiences. 2. Irreversibility. If an individual fails to acquire specific skills or knowledge during a critical period, it may be much harder to develop them later. In some cases, it might not be possible at all. 3. Types of development affected by critical periods. Critical periods can occur in various aspects of development, including language development. The ability to learn a language is strongest in early childhood. Vision development. Certain visual capabilities develop most effectively when infants are exposed to visual stimuli during the first months of life. Attachment. Early bonding experiences with caregivers are key in forming secure attachments in infants. Important details. 1. Examples of critical periods. Language acquisition. According to researchers like Noam Chomsky, children are especially receptive to learning language from birth until about age 7. If children are not exposed to language during this critical period, their ability to learn it later may be significantly impaired. Visual development. Studies in animals, such as cats and monkeys, show that if they are deprived of visual experiences during critical periods early in life, they may develop permanent visual impairments. Social attachment. A child left isolated from social interaction during early years may struggle with forming relationships later. Research by Harry Harlow demonstrated that infant monkeys raised without contact with their mothers had difficulty establishing social bonds later in life. 2. The role of environment. An environment rich in stimulation and opportunities is important during critical periods to support normal development. For instance, providing infants with social interactions, language exposure, and varied sensory experiences is crucial during their early years. 3. Biological basis. Critical periods are often linked to biological changes in the brain. For example, the brain's neural connections are especially flexible during early childhood, which allows for rapid learning. As individuals grow older, some of this plasticity decreases, making learning more challenging. Examples illustrating critical periods. 1. Language development. Example: a toddler hears their parents speak to them regularly and is exposed to various words. They begin to form sentences and understand language quite naturally. Outcome: if this child is not spoken to and does not hear language during the critical period of early childhood, they might have difficulty communicating later in life, even if they are taught. 2. Visual development in infants. Example: a baby is shown different colors, patterns, and forms during their first few months. They learn to recognize faces and develop normal vision. Outcome: if an infant does not receive visual stimulation during these early months, they might suffer from impaired vision or other lasting effects, proving that those early experiences were crucial. 3. Attachment and social skills. Example: a child raised in a loving and nurturing environment learns to form healthy attachments and relationships with others. Outcome: if a child experiences neglect and lacks emotional bonding during infancy, they may struggle with relationships or show difficulties in social interactions later in life. Conclusion. In summary, critical periods are specific times in development when experiences have a significant impact on an individual's growth and learning. These periods highlight the importance of providing certain stimuli and support during windows of heightened sensitivity to ensure healthy development. Understanding critical periods is essential for parents, educators, and mental health professionals, as it underscores the importance of early experiences in shaping a person's future abilities and behaviors. This concept will be beneficial to remember as you prepare for the CPC exam, as it relates to developmental psychology and the importance of early intervention and support. Fixed action patterns are instinctive behavioral sequences that occur in animals in response to specific stimuli. These patterns are automatic and usually triggered by certain cues in the environment. FAPs are crucial for survival, as they help animals perform essential behaviors instinctively, without needing to learn or think about them. Here's a breakdown of the concept, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of fixed action patterns. Fixed action patterns are innate behaviors that follow a specific sequence of actions. They are generally set off by an external trigger known as a sign, stimulus, or releaser. Once initiated, the behavior runs to completion, regardless of any changes in the environment. 2. Characteristics of FAPs. Innate. FAPs are hardwired in an animal's genetic makeup, meaning they do not need to be learned. Stereotyped. The behavior is performed in a predictable and uniform manner, often the same way each time it is elicited. Irresistible. Once a FAP is triggered, the animal will typically complete the entire sequence, even if the initial stimulus is removed during the process. 3. Purpose of FAPs. FAPs are essential for various functions, including mating, feeding, and other survival-related behaviors. They help ensure that animals exhibit the correct responses to specific situations. Important details. 1. Sign stimulus. A sign stimulus is an external cue that triggers a fixed action pattern. This stimulus can be a specific visual, auditory, or chemical signal. For example, in many species, the sight of a certain color or shape may initiate a particular behavior. 2. Examples of FAPs. FAPs can be observed in many different animal species and can include behaviors related to mating, nesting, feeding, and aggression. 3. Research on FAPs. Early studies of fixed action patterns were conducted by biologists like Konrad Lorenz and Nikolaus Tinbergen. They conducted experiments that illustrated how specific stimuli could elicit fixed behaviors. Examples illustrating fixed action patterns. 1. Greylag geese. Example: when a greylag goose sees an egg that is rolled out of its nest, it will reach out with its bill to roll the egg back to the nest. The sight of the egg acts as a sign stimulus. Outcome: even if the egg is removed while the goose is rolling it back, the goose will complete the behavior of rolling the egg back to the nest, demonstrating the fixed action pattern. 2. Chicken pecking. Example: when chicks peck at the red dot on their mother's beak, it stimulates their FAP to get food. This behavior is necessary for their survival as it initiates feeding. Outcome: in this case, the red dot serves as a sign stimulus, and the pecking behavior is a fixed action pattern that is crucial for their nourishment. 3. Courtship rituals in birds. Example: Male birds often perform elaborate courtship dances or displays to attract females. For instance, a peacock fans out its feathers as a part of its mating display. Outcome: the sight of a female or other males may trigger this courtship display. The behavior is instinctive and typically follows a specific sequence, regardless of the male situation. 4. Nesting behavior in fish. Example: certain fish species will build nests using specific materials and in particular patterns. The visual cue of a suitable nesting site will trigger the nesting behavior. Outcome: even if the materials are suboptimal, once the process begins, the fish will complete the nest-building behavior according to the established pattern. Conclusion: in summary, fixed action patterns are innate, stereotyped behaviors triggered by specific stimuli that play essential roles in an animal's survival and reproduction. Understanding FAPs helps illuminate how behaviors are not just learned, but are also genetically encoded. Responses to environmental challenges. This concept is important for your studies, especially in fields such as psychology and biology, and it could appear on your CPC exam. By recognizing FAPs, you can better appreciate the complexities of animal behavior and the evolutionary advantages provided by instinctive actions. Sign stimuli. Sign stimuli are specific cues or signals in the environment that trigger particular behaviors in animals. These stimuli are essential for activating instinctive responses, often associated with fixed action patterns. Understanding sign stimuli helps us learn how animals interact with their surroundings and respond to specific situations. Let's break down the concept into key points, important details, and examples to help you grasp it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of sign stimuli. Sign stimuli are specific signals, which can be visual, auditory, chemical, or tactile. They provoke instinctive reactions in animals when they are present. These stimuli serve as indicators that prompt an animal to engage in certain behaviors necessary for their survival or reproduction. 2. Types of sign stimuli. Sign stimuli can come in various forms, including visual stimuli, objects, colors, or shapes that can be seen. Auditory stimuli, sounds or vocalizations that can be heard. Chemical stimuli, pheromones, or other odors that can affect behavior. Tactile stimuli, physical sensations that can prompt a reaction. 3. Triggering instinctive responses. When an animal encounters a sign stimulus, it typically triggers a specific behavior immediately. This behavior is often automatic and does not require learning or conscious thought, showing how biology influences actions. Important details. 1. Relationship to fixed action patterns. Sign stimuli are often the releasers that initiate fixed action patterns. Once a FAP is triggered by the sign stimulus, the animal performs a sequence of instinctive behaviors to completion. 2. Adaptive value. Sign stimuli help animals respond effectively to their environments, enhancing their chances of survival and reproduction. For example, a specific color or shape might indicate food, a mate, or a threat. 3. Research and observations. Studies by ethologists like Konrad Lorenz and Nicolas Timbergen have demonstrated how specific stimuli can lead to characteristic behaviors in various animal species through controlled experiments. Examples illustrating sign stimuli. 1. Greylag geese and eggs. Example: a greylag goose sees an egg that is rolled out of its nest. The round shape and color of the egg serve as a visual sign stimulus. Outcome: this prompts the goose to engage in a fixed action pattern of rolling the egg back to the nest, even if the egg is removed during the process. 2. Red dot in chickens. Example: a young chick sees a red dot on its caregiver's beak. The red color acts as a sign stimulus. Outcome: the chick instinctively pecks at the dot to receive food, triggering an essential feeding behavior. 3. Fish and nesting. Example: male stickleback fish become aggressive and defend their territory when they see the red belly of a rival male. The red color is a visual sign stimulus. Outcome: the aggressive behavior is triggered by the red coloration, which signals a potential threat or competition for breeding. 4. Mating displays in birds. Example: male birds often perform elaborate dances or displays to attract females. The sight of a dancing male acts as a sign stimulus for females. Outcome. This visual cue elicits courtship behaviors from the female, helping to facilitate mating. Conclusion. In summary, sign stimuli are vital cues in the environment that trigger instinctive behaviors in animals. They help activate fixed action patterns and are crucial for survival and reproductive success. Understanding sign stimuli deepens our appreciation of animal behavior and how organisms interact with their surroundings, which is valuable knowledge for your studies and preparation for the CPC exam. Recognizing the role of these stimuli highlights the connection between biology and behavior, illustrating how animals adapt to their environments. Instinctive behavior specific to species. Instinctive behavior refers to natural, automatic responses that organisms exhibit without needing to learn or think about them. These behaviors are often specific to a species and are crucial for survival and reproduction. Instinctive behaviors are inherited through genetics and are essential for ensuring that animals can respond appropriately to their environment from birth. Here's a breakdown of the concept, including key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand it better. Key concepts. 1. Definition of instinctive behavior. Instinctive behavior is a type of behavior that an animal is born with, meaning it does not have to learn it from parents or through experience. These behaviors are often automatic and are triggered by specific stimuli in the environment. 2. Species-specific behavior. While instinctive behaviors can be found across many species, they often differ significantly between species. What one species does instinctively may be completely different from the instinctive behaviors of another species. 3. Types of instinctive behaviors. Fixed action patterns. These are sequences of instinctive behaviors that follow a specific pattern in response to a assigned stimulus. Mating behaviors. Many species have instinctive courtship rituals or mating displays. Foraging. Instinctive behaviors related to finding and obtaining food. Parenting. Behaviors related to nurturing and caring for offspring. Important details. 1. Innate versus learned behaviors. Instinctive behaviors are different from learned behaviors, which are acquired through experience or training. While learning requires time and interaction with the environment, instinctive behaviors are immediate and do not require prior experience. 2. Genetic basis. Instinctive behaviors are rooted in an animal's genetics. There is often a biological basis that ensures that the behaviors serve essential functions for survival, such as finding food, avoiding predators, or reproducing. 3. Adaptation. Many instinctive behaviors have evolved because they increase the chances of survival and reproductive success. They allow animals to respond quickly to challenges or opportunities in their environment. Examples illustrating instinctive behavior. 1. Bird migration. Example. Many bird species instinctively migrate south for the winter when temperatures drop. This behavior ensures they find food and suitable living conditions. Outcome. Birds have an internal compass and can navigate long distances without explicit learning, illustrating this instinctive behavior. 2. Nesting behavior in sea turtles. Example. Female sea turtles return to the same beach where they were born to lay their eggs. This behavior is instinctive and helps ensure the survival of their offspring by choosing a suitable location. Outcome. The instinctive drive to return to a specific location ensures that the turtles increase their chances of successful reproduction. 3. Hatching of chicks. Example. When a baby chick hatches, it instinctively pecks its way out of the egg. The instinctive behavior is triggered by the chick's development and signals that it is time to emerge. Outcome. This behavior allows the chick to break free from the egg without any learning process. 4. Courtship displays in peacocks. Example. Male peacocks display their colorful feathers as part of their courtship ritual to attract females. This visual display is instinctive among males of the species. Outcome. The display signals genetic fitness to potential mates, facilitating reproductive success based on instinctive behavior. 5. Suckling reflex in mammals. Example. When a newborn mammal is born, it instinctively begins to suckle from its mother's breast. This behavior is crucial for obtaining nourishment. Outcome. The instinct ensures that the baby receives essential nutrients for growth and survival from the moment it is born. Conclusion. In summary, instinctive behavior consists of automatic, species-specific actions that organisms are born with, enabling them to respond effectively to their environments. These behaviors are crucial for survival, reproduction, and overall fitness. Understanding instinctive behaviors allows us to appreciate the incredible adaptations that different species have developed over time. This knowledge is especially relevant for your preparation for the CPC exam, as it relates to broader themes in psychology and biology, demonstrating how genetics and evolution influence behavior across species. Comparative psychology. Laboratory research with animals. Laboratory research with animals is a method used in scientific studies to investigate biological, psychological, and medical questions. This type of research often involves observing and experimenting with animals in controlled environments to gain insights that can help understand how various factors affect behavior, physiology, and health. Here's a breakdown of the key concepts, important details, and examples to help you understand the topic better. Key concepts. 1. Purpose of animal research. The primary purpose of using animals in laboratory research is to gain a better understanding of complex biological processes and behaviors that can be difficult to study in humans. This research can lead to medical advancements, improved treatments, and a deeper understanding of various conditions. 2. Types of animals used. Commonly used animals in laboratory research include rodents. Mice and rats are frequently used because they share many genetic and biological similarities with humans and reproduce quickly. Rabbits, used often in drug testing and psychological studies. Primates, such as monkeys and chimpanzees, due to their close genetic relationship to humans. Fish, birds, and other species, used depending on the specific area of research. 3. Ethical considerations. Animal research raises ethical concerns regarding the treatment and welfare of the animals involved. Researchers must follow strict guidelines to ensure humane treatment and minimize pain and distress, often following the principle of the 3 Rs. Reduction. Use the minimum number of animals needed for the study. Refinement. Modify procedures to minimize pain and distress. Replacement. Use alternatives to animal testing when possible. Important details. 1. Types of research. Basic research, aimed at understanding fundamental biological processes. For example, studying the effects of genetics on behavior using mice. Applied research, focused on practical applications, such as testing new drugs or therapies. For instance, testing a new medication on rats before human trials. Behavioral studies, investigating how animals respond to various stimuli or stressors, which can provide insights into human behavior. 2. Controlled environment. Laboratory settings allow researchers to control variables, such as diet, environment, and social interactions, which helps isolate specific factors that may influence behavior or health. This control enables more accurate and replicable results. 3. Data collection methods. Researchers use various methods to collect data, including behavioral observations, noting how animals react to changes in their environment or when exposed to certain stimuli. Physiological measurements, monitoring heart rates, stress hormones, or biological responses to drugs. Genetic studies, examining the effects of specific genes on behavior or health. Examples illustrating laboratory research. 1. Drug testing on rodents. Example: researchers may test a new pain relief medication on mice to evaluate its effectiveness and side effects. Outcome: if the medication shows promise in mice, it may proceed to human clinical trials, providing a safer pathway for evaluating new treatments. 2. Behavioral studies in primates. Example: a study might investigate social behaviors in monkeys to understand the development of friendships and social hierarchies. Outcome: findings from such studies can help researchers understand human social dynamics and relationships. 3. Genetic research. Example: scientists might use genetically modified mice to study how a specific gene affects brain function and behavior. Outcome: research may contribute to understanding conditions like autism or schizophrenia, paving the way for new therapeutic approaches. 4. Environmental stress studies. Example, researchers could expose rats to different levels of noise or light to study their effects on stress behavior. Outcome, results can inform how environmental factors impact animals and could help to understand similar effects in humans. Conclusion. In summary, laboratory research with animals plays a critical role in advancing scientific knowledge, particularly in biology and medicine. Through this research, scientists can explore complex questions about behavior, physiology, and health while adhering to ethical guidelines to ensure the humane treatment of animals. Understanding this topic is essential for your preparation for the CPC exam, as it highlights the importance of research methods in psychology and the ways in which animal studies contribute to scientific progress in human health. Specific areas of development. Child development. Parenting, gender differences in development, verbal skills. Math, aggression. Monkey studies depth perception, stranger anxiety, development of empathy. Adolescent development. Identity crisis, suicide. Adult development. Midlife crisis, marital satisfaction. Geriatric development, fear of death. Prenatal development. Prenatal influences, cephalocaudal development, Down syndrome, other genetic conditions.